Yeah, and that's just what you would have been looking for today from your team after sort of recent difficulties. You must have been, overall the result obviously, but lots of the performance you must have been pleased with as well.
Yeah, I'm mostly impressed with the way that we start the game because it's a young team that we play with today. A lot of young players having to deal with the recent form, especially result-wise, and then just being able to go in from minute one and just completely dominate the game, creating chances, having a good offensive rhythm, being solid. We didn't really concede any chances as well in first half, so it's actually one of them first half in the season I'm most happy about because I think we did so well. Then, as I said to the boys in there, I think it also sums up quite clearly the season for us so far, where we can have top moments, but it can change within a second for us. And of course, the last 20 minutes of the game was too nervous and not the way that we want to approach it. But it also probably tells where we are as a group, and it doesn't take much for us to lose that rhythm and lose that flow. But I think the positives was really in first half. There were so many good things.
And obviously, to continue that theme, you got yourself in front as you have done in the last two games, but you got the second goal, and you said that's where you needed to go with this group. You needed to get the second goal, give yourself a bit of insurance.
Yeah, definitely. That was really, really important for the group and for the confidence that we scored that second one. And it also came on the backside of a really, really good first half with us creating many good moments and just having I think the complete dominance in the game, which is not easy. And which is not easy against the Millwall team, where they more or less don't concede any goals, and all of their games they play, it's either 0-0 or 1-0 or 1-1. But for us to find that rhythm and flow in the game, I'm pleased about. And then of course I would have loved us to score the third one, which we were close to in second half before they scored their first goal. That would have completely killed the game and been really good for us. But end of the day, I'm also pleased with the way that we can fight to get that result. That's also important for the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's one of the other main themes in this run, that adversity when you faced it. And
yeah.
I know you said you didn't really want that nervous last 20 minutes, but the fact you came through that and finished strong, Arnell's had a great chance.
Yeah,
that'll please you as well.
Yeah, and also again the amount of chances we could. I can't remember any saves from Gunny. So it's not like we're completely under pressure, but we know in this league where so many teams they put in crosses from the halfway line, and if we make a foul on the halfway line or even further back, they use it as a way to get momentum in the game. So we have to be clever in those moments, because last time in Sunderland it was not because I think we were outplayed in any way, but 2 deep free kicks and then we are behind with 1 and a completely different game picture. So that's something we need to be aware of, and we definitely need to keep on working on the consistency in the group, and we can keep playing our way, also when we face adversity, also when we concede goals. So it doesn't get worse and worse and worse, but we just restart and get back on track again. I think that's the biggest learning.
Any sense, I mean, in terms of Millwall's goal, I mean, it was just very shortly after you decided to bring Nacho off. Was there maybe just reorganising a little bit, and that might have explained how they managed to shuffle the ball across the box then? And bringing Callum Fisher in? Yeah,
probably. We never know. It's, of course, we planned, because we have to still be careful with Nacho. So we planned that he could go 60, maximum 65 today, and we felt that when we made that decision to take him off, we were in a good place. We just had that big chance for Oscar to make it 3-0 up where he hits the post. So I think we were in a good place, and then of course a couple of minutes after, then they score, and the game. I'll not say it changed completely, but of course it changed a little bit because we struggled to find that rhythm in the game. But we needed to do that because we need to take care of him still, and it's important for us that he's available on Sunday. And that was the thoughts behind that. So of course we were fortunate still to get the result and to fight all the way, but it was not what we hoped for.
I mean, it looked like, which is a good thing. I mean, he obviously didn't want it to stay on, and he was very frustrated. I mean, you could see from the pictures there, you just have to reinforce that messaging that, look, we've got to think of the bigger picture.
Yeah, which is so positive, because like I've said many times, we really have to be careful with him, because it was quite a severe injury he had, and to be out for 8 weeks or something like that, which he was, it's not just a minor injury. So we really need to be careful, and especially in those moments of the season where there's a lot of games coming up, we need to take good and clever decisions. So I'm just pleased with his attitude, that he wanted to stay on, he wanted to be in with the boys, and he think there were so many good things going on, and he wanted to score a goal. So that's really good for us, because it means that he'll be available for us on Sunday.
Talking of fitness issues, anything there with Kraseni? He came off there. Looked like
He was tired.
tired.
There was no more gas on the tank, which we knew, and we also planned that he would probably not be able to go 90 minutes because he's been in and out of the team, and it's not often he will play 90 for us. And I think it was, 3, 4, 5 games since he started the last time. So we knew that and hoped that we could push him as much as possible because I think he did well for us.
Talking of doing well, Oscar Schwartz, first goal in England,
Yeah.
following on from what he did here against Burnley as well. You must be really delighted that he's on this path now where he looks like he's really adapting to England and the Championship.
Yeah, and I think what I've mentioned before about him is the physicality. He can really cope with the physicality, and he can run and run and run. And I think he leads the group up front where they follow up. And I think it's not only him we can mention. I think there's so many others where also just the defensive approach to this game was outstanding, and the discipline in tracking back and get down under the ball again when they manage to get in between our lines or manage to find the space in behind us, then quickly back in shape again and making those spaces tight. And I think there was a lot of great movements being done, which I think we consistently have built on the last 4 or 5 games where the defensive base needs to be more solid for us, and he's a big part of that.
Final one for me on this game. No Sorensen today, Johannes. Obviously, was involved at Sunderland. Is that fitness related?
Illness the last couple of days. So unfortunately out. Let's see. He was not feeling well the other day when we had to look at him. So hopefully he can be around the team on Sunday. I'm not 100% sure. And then, of course, still some of the others. Fassi still out with an injury, and that will be at least 3-4 weeks. Gipsy, of course, still out. Josh still out. So there's still some of those guys where it will take some weeks before we see them back.
Just on Fashion then, just clarify that for us. And is that related to the issue he had? Obviously, that he's been out with?
hamstring injury. Unfortunately, again. So not good for us and for him. And I think it's now a couple of weeks ago. So, and I think from the day we're talking 6 weeks or so. So that will be at least 3-4 weeks.
Thanks, Johannes.